So, Derbyshire head up again to Queen's Park, Chesterfield. You've obviously been a part of the Derbyshire squads over the years that have produced some remarkable performances, moments. How much are you looking forward to getting back up to the north of the county?
Yeah, it's always a great occasion. As you say, we've had a really good record there, especially in the T20 stuff. We seem to play some good cricket there and some entertaining cricket, and I think that showed. Even last year how dominant we were at Chesterfield, and it's a ground that we're starting to enjoy playing at and starting to know the conditions, and hopefully again we can do the same this year.
It's nice that we can take cricket to a different part of the county, get a bit of a different audience. Obviously you touched on the T20 Victory last year. That was remarkable, kind of what happened through the batting innings, and then even more remarkable, just the bowling performance that was put in by the boys on the field.
Yeah, and it just shows what momentum does. The way the lads played with the bat, put us in that position that we could go out and there's all the pressure on them. And the lads, the way they bowled was tremendous. So to win by that margin was something that doesn't come around very often. Something that was very well received by most of the Chesterfield fans. But yeah, it's always a great occasion. It really is. And as I say, we've got a great record since, especially since I've joined the county. It seems a long time ago now. But yeah, obviously for us, it's about winning both the T20 and winning that 4-day game that we have there. Something that, perhaps we've missed in the last couple of years, but yeah, hopefully we can get back to winning ways this year and get a double there. And as I say, it does help with your season if you can get a couple of results there. It obviously moves you up the table in both the 4-day and the T20, and it gives you that confidence to go forward. And it's definitely a ground that we enjoy. The spectators being there, they provide such a good atmosphere, and I'm sure this year will be no different.
Unfortunately, we came out on the wrong side in the 4-day game. But you look at it as a neutral or somebody looking on the outside in, it was almost the perfect advert for county cricket. Kind of two sides, toing and throwing. Derbyshire seemed almost out of it at one point, nearly ended up winning. Perfect weather, big crowds. How was that?
Yeah, I think it's probably summed up our season. We started off on the back burner. We were massively under pressure, and we were struggling for a large part of that game, and the way Hayder and that played in our second batting innings, really set it up and got us back in the game. And I think that was probably us last year, was we started on the back foot too many times. Hopefully we can get the Chesterfield fans roaring and on our side from the get-go, and hopefully we can hit the ground running this year. That's something that we've earmarked as a squad, is to make sure that we're not starting from behind the 8 ball. We've got to put our best foot forward and take it to the opposition, and hopefully by doing that we're going to get more wins in the end column, which unfortunately last year we had a whole year without a 4-day win, which it's left a sour taste for the lads in the dressing room. And I know they're working incredibly hard to try and rectify that this year, and make sure that we turn some of the draws into wins, but obviously make us a really tough side to beat. We're trying to make Chesterfield and Derbyshire sort of like our fortress, if you will, where people know that when they come here it's going to be a tough game to play, and they're going to have to play really well if they're going to get the better side of us. Sometimes
without ground cricket, the wickets can prove to be a bit tricky. We obviously saw a couple of collapses that unfortunately happened on both sides. Spinners can also come into it. How does that kind of shift your working out? Obviously, come from Derby, where unfortunately a lot of draws, and then go to a game where a lot of wickets are falling. It's a kind of a completely different kind of playing against a different opposition. Yeah, I think you've got to get used to it. Obviously, it has its challenges. Obviously, any surface is a different surface. So, you go to Chesterfield knowing that it's probably going to be a bit livelier than perhaps some of the county grounds. But again, that comes entertaining cricket. It brings everyone involved, and the fans feed off that. They can feel that you go through like different phases of the game where there's pressure and things are happening. But as we saw last year, there's parts of the game where, it's partnerships are grown and it becomes really tricky to stop. It's a fast-scoring ground. The outfield's very fast. So when two people do get in, it does get really
sort of tricky to stop. So again, there's different aspects to an outground which that brings a lot of entertainment. So yeah, I think it's just something that players as a whole, it's usually the teams that adapt fastest are the ones that come out on top. And, we've probably been on the wrong side of that last year too many times. Whereas this year, that's something that we have to rectify, and it's something that as a squad we have to be more ruthless, quicker at assessing it, and just play smarter cricket. And I think if we do that, then all of a sudden turn some of the results that we had last year, and we wouldn't have been far off promotion in the 4-day stuff, and we definitely would have got through in the white ball stuff. And I think that's the thing. It's small margins that make a massive difference towards the end of the season. And as a squad, we know that our fans were left sort of with a bitter taste with them, because we had it as well. And it's something that we're trying to rectify and make sure that we bring some joy back to our fans and give them cause to celebrate, really. And that's the main thing, is we're all in this together. When the fans are hurting, we're hurting. And, we are lucky that we have such loyal fans, and, we are working incredibly hard to try and bring that sort of, I suppose, pride back to Derbyshire.
The final message, you touched on the fans up at Chesterfield, really bring that atmosphere, really liven it up, and being a real 12th man and a boost for the players, and obviously seen with the wool over Yorkshire for so long.
Yeah, they're incredible. They are, honestly, even we've had rain affected games, and they're still out there singing and chanting for us, which is incredible. And the lads really do feed off that. And similar when we get a packed house here, you get that sort of, it gives you that bit of an edge and that bit of a more fire in your belly, and it just pushes you along through the tough moments. And I'm sure this year's going to be no different. And our job is to make sure we keep this roll going and keep making it so Yorkshire don't enjoy coming there. And that's all we can do, is keep playing our best cricket and hopefully entertain the fans along the way and bring a smile to their face.